upon them that fear him, and upon them that hope in his mercy. This is an evaluation. He says, I evaluate. Not that I just give an examination of what God's done, but I'm evaluating what God is, or sees, and knows, and what he will do. The eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in faith. He said, I've evaluated all this. So I'm making an exclamation. And that exclamation is, our soul waited for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him. Because we have trusted in his holy name. Then he says, and Lord, you're our expectation. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us, according as we hope in thee. You and I need to very simply just examine the Word of God, examine the works of God, examine the wonder of God, and examine the watchings of God. He seeth us. And then evaluate. Does he not bless those who put their trust in him? Does he not protect those who put their trust in him? Look and see. I've got a whole history of the saints of God. And as I look through the saints of God, Fox's Book of Martyrs, and such histories, and you look through those things, and you'll see not one of them will say at the end, it wasn't worth it. Not one has ever complained and said, God was not faithful. We have a great cloud of witnesses. That's what he tells us in Hebrews chapter 12 or 11. Hebrews chapter 11 or 12 it says we've got a great cloud of witnesses. Chapter 11 shows us all those witnesses that God is faithful. We're accomplished about such a great cloud of witnesses. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which is so easy to beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Why? Because God is faithful. God having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. I mean, they have obtained a good report through faith. They kept on saying, God's faithful. The one before them said, God's faithful. The one before them said, God's faithful. All the way back to Adam, who said, even though we sinned, God was faithful. He was faithful in truth, in righteousness, in judgment. And even in judgment, he showed mercy. Because God is faithful. Why should you rejoice? Well, do the examination. Make an evaluation. And you'll find out God is faithful. Father, I thank you again